All right, Maddie, welcome back to the Ask Maddie Show. Maddie, how are you doing?
I'm doing excellent, feeling a lot better, ready to talk some crypto today.
Got it. That is important because today we are talking about Casper. We asked you guys to bring your Casper questions, and we got them locked. We got 8 of them, very solid. Maddie's ready. He hasn't seen them yet. If you didn't know, Maddie doesn't get to look at these before, just gives his raw thoughts. So we're going to be going over that today. But first, become a Crypto Charge member. 30-day free trial. Click the link in the pinned comment below. It will take you directly to our website. You can browse our landing page, get a feel for what we do at Crypto Charge so you can gain knowledge. And of course, we have some tools as well to really enhance your gains. We don't have enough time to get into it right now, but just click the link below. It will take you to our landing page. You can browse or just become a member. 30-day free trial. You don't have to input your credit card, so you can just browse it. And at the end of 30 days, you don't want to become a part of us? That would be foolish, right, Maddie? Swag, shop.cryptocharge.com. Swag, Maddie's wearing a Crypto Charge hat, usually wearing a hoodie or a shirt. Support us that way. Get your friend or loved one a gift card for upcoming, Thomas Jefferson Day or whatever other holidays are coming up. And lastly, guys, please subscribe and like this video. That greatly helps this channel. But today, your guys' questions, hot takes on Casper. We're going to get into it right now. Maddie, are you ready?
Shake and bake.
What's the best cold storage solution for Casper?
Cool. So I'm glad that this question was specifically about which cold storage solution should I use. If you're strapped for cash right now and you don't have the money for a cold storage solution, you can use the brand new Casper wallet that came out to, custody your Casper, and you can also stake with it. But if you have the ledger or you're willing to put up a little bit of coin in order to have the higher level of security, the Ledger Nano is going to be the best way to go about it. The benefit of this is, if you create a third-party wallet, regardless of what it's for, you're going to have to keep those 12 to 24 seed phrases safe, in addition to your Ledger, in addition to all of your other passwords. When you use the Ledger Nano device, what you're able to do is you can go to CSPR.live. You can connect your Ledger directly. You basically just need to add the Casper account one time on your Ledger device. And then every time you log in, you just log in using your Ledger device. You don't need to keep an additional 24 seed phrases. You just log in. You can delegate and stake directly using that. You can just custody and use that directly, and you don't have an extra 24 words to take care of. So go ahead and use that Ledger Nano if you have the opportunity.
Perfect. I know there's a lot of questions on that. Glad we got that ironed out. Do you think Casper will make a big run like Dogecoin?
Obviously, we're going for Dogecoin here. It's funny that people look at Dogecoin, and I know there was the more recent parabolic run, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, that was crazy!" And a lot of people made a lot of money because they just got in and they didn't really know what they were doing. They bought under 10 cents, under 5 cents, whatever, and then it did a 10 or 20 or 30x for them, and they did really well in it. So for everybody who made money on a Doge, good on you, right? I never poo-poo on anyone who made money. I'm happy, honestly, for anyone who got a part of that. When we talk about the Doge peak, it was actually a double peak cycle, and that double peak cycle actually mirrors an XRP cycle back in the 2017-2018 cycle. So you basically get a lot of sideways accumulation, you get a huge breakout higher, you get a short accumulation period, so about 4 or 5 months, and then you get a second pop higher, so basically a second parabola up. Can we say Casper will do an identical fractal to Doge or an identical fractal to XRP? I can't tell you the exact pathway that it's going to take, but from a technical perspective, looking at the Fibonacci's we have, looking at the previous candle closes, upwards of 60 cents on the weekly candle, up to over $4 on those daily candles, we definitely have upwards of a 100x on the table potentially. So anyone who tells you overnight it's going to happen in this period, those are people hunting for views, looking for you to give them a follow because they're going to tell you it's going to happen by this date in this fashion, and everybody likes that. But the reality is price moves in its own pace. So just accumulate, stack, and be patient with it, right? Patience is a virtue.
Maddie, I've seen this a couple of times. People like to compare smaller market cap coins to Doge and are looking for a Doge-esque move. Why do you think people want that Doge-esque move? Why are the people hunting for that, and why does that need to happen?
Sure. So with smaller capitalization coins, it takes less money to make it move initially, right? So after price really gets a lot more expensive, it takes a lot more money to make price move higher. And that's one of the main reasons why I haven't invested in Bitcoin or Ethereum. Again, not that they're bad coins. the market capitalization just continues to rise. So it requires a lot more money in order to make those go much further. So when we look at Casper, right, and it's a much smaller market cap right now, it has the potential to do a lot more X's from current market price than some of the other coins that have already done it, right? So I think that is why they're looking for that, because they go, okay, well, Doge was a small market cap and it exploded, and of course it's depreciated significantly since then. So they'd be looking for something similar in the Casper chart here.
Got it. I'm tracking. Next question here. Would you roll XLM into Casper right now?
I did it. I did that myself. And again, I think I answered this question actually on a previous show, but in a different context. And I had an XLM position and I had an XRP position, still have my XRP position. And XRP represents about 50% of my entire portfolio, which a lot of people think is crazy, but other people have 50% Bitcoin, 50% ETH, 50% of whatever coin they believe in, and then they take the other half and they diversify in other altcoins or whatever else they decide is good for them in their investment portfolio. So for me, looking at XRP and XLM side by side, right? You have Jed McCaleb, who was one of the developers of XRP, who went to go work on, Stellar Lumens and created Stellar Lumens. So it uses a lot of the same mechanisms that XRP uses. From an adoption standpoint, from market dominance standpoint, I think that XRP is the bigger winner moving forward, not just this cycle, but cycle after cycle. I think that Ripple, it has the power to perpetuate XRP through all their partnerships, through their adoption through their ODO corridors. So I decided to liquidate my XLM position and then roll that into Casper. So it's not just from a TA standpoint and go, hey, I'm selling this because this has a potentially a bigger upside. I'm diversifying a little bit more, right? Because Casper has this beautiful use case where we have upgradable smart contracts and upgradable NFTs, two huge things that you don't see natively on really many blockchains, super scalable, predictable gas fees, right? You have all these great things. So it's a completely separate vertical of its own. So I basically reduced exposure in a asset class that I was already heavily exposed in, and then rolled that into an asset class that I would like to be more heavy in. So I'm not saying that XLM is a bad asset. I do have, price targets for our members in there that are significantly higher than today's prices, obviously. But I think that both fundamentally and technically, Casper has better upside over the next 5 years.
Matt, follow-up question here. Why do you think, because we talk about like diversification a lot, whether it's in like traditional investing or in like crypto investing, why do you think it's important to diversify in crypto?
Yeah. So, if you're in the stock market, you're not going to necessarily invest strictly in tech stocks, right? You're not going to just buy the AMDs and the NVIDIAs and all the semiconductors because they're highly volatile and they're all going to move together in one sinking move, right? You're going to want to be kind of spread across different types of assets within the stock market. So I look at the crypto market the exact same way, and it kind of comes back to some of my theory of, I really hate maximalism of any kind. XRP maxis can't stand them. Bitcoin maxis can't stand them. You're shutting your eyes to other opportunities by not saying, okay, there's a lot of different problems out there in the world, right? And Bitcoin's not going to solve all of them, and XRP is not going to solve all of them. So, right, I know it's crazy. It's all of these assets are not going to individually change the world all on their own. They're not this, esoteric being that we have to look up to. So I look at all these different solutions, and some of them are further along in the process and some of them are further back in the process. I want to try to identify as many projects that are solving different problems than assets that I already own that are further back in the process, accumulate and DCA into those, and try to reap the bigger reward long term. Does it sometimes take longer? Yes. Is there more volatility associated with that? Of course. But again, I'm here to make money. I'm here for the business of Matthew. And I want to see my future continue to get better by investing in small caps that have real world utility that are going to do well.
Well, with that being said, we have this question. Did you give up on XRP?
Oh gosh. I've probably made hundreds and hundreds of videos on TikTok, and I've been talking about XRP for 6 years now. And again, like I just said, it's my largest holding. And the second you start talking about another project or another coin, and you stop putting as much attention on something that you've already given an exuberant amount of attention to over the last several years, everyone thinks, well, you don't care about XRP anymore. He must have sold all of his XRP. He doesn't believe in it anymore. And that's not true at all, right? There's only so much research also that can be done to a certain point where, you keep up with the news and everything, but once your fundamentals are there and you have your investment plan and you stuck with it and your technicals are at play, right? You want to continue to look to other opportunities around the table and say, all right, is my money going to continue to work as hard right now in this moment in this investment vehicle, or are there other assets that are offering better upside? And that's what I see with Casper right now. XRP did a huge move recently, right? We moved from the low 30s up into the high 50s. Casper is still trading under 5 cents right now. So from a TA perspective, I'm going to go ahead and put more of my focus on Casper. Doesn't mean I don't believe in XRP, doesn't mean that I'm dumping all my XRP or that anything has changed with my XRP plan.
Thank you for that, Maddie. And this question is kind of in the same vein, but with a different twist. I have over 13K XRP and over 17K Casper. Are you now a bigger believer in Casper than XRP?
So again, another great example of just not fully understanding the investment strategy. So first of all, great portfolio. Love to see that you've kind of spread the love across XRP and Casper, slowly DCA, and I hope that you do have that Casper staked and you're earning those rewards. At the time of recording, the reward pool is 10.7% APY, so that's very aggressive. You can earn some nice rewards while you're waiting for that to pop. I would continue to stay the course with your investing. If you say I'm investing this much each month in Casper and this much each month in XRP, just stay the course with that. There's no need to feel like you need to completely jump back and forth or, go all in on Casper, go all in on XRP. Like I said, I've reached some of my goals with XRP. Of course, I always want more. The goalpost always moves. The can gets kicked down the road a little further, but I have reached some of the goals that I thought I wasn't going to be able to attain before this next bull run. So now that I have, other Casper goals that are much further away than I'd like them to be right now, right? I'm going to continue to put my focus on that. So, if you feel like your Casper bag's a little lighter and you would like to see it a little bigger, go for that. But if you have a plan and it's working for you, it looks like it's working for you DCA wise, stick with that. Don't feel like you're going to miss out, right? Never want to chase that shiny new thing. Stay the course.
Great financial advice, Maddie.
Don't offer any of that here.
Maddie B, can you break down the tokenomics of Casper? Thanks, gentlemen.
So you guys can actually check all of this out on casperlabs.io. You guys can see that granular breakdown. But one of the main things that you need to look for in tokenomics is how much goes to the team, right? And of course, if you work hard on something, you develop something, you create a public blockchain that people are going to utilize, you need to be rewarded for that, right? Like I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to work for free 40 to 50 hours a week and not reap any sort of reward for that. So I do expect a portion of tokens to be released and delegated to the team. For Casper, that's a very small portion. There was Casper that was given away. There's Casper that was given to exchanges to sell, sold to exchanges to sell. So you guys can see that whole breakdown. Casper also has an inflationary aspect to it. So over time, more Casper tokens will come onto the market, but that inflationary rate is actually very low. Kevin Cage did a really deep dive on this recently. You guys can go check out his video on that. He does some really phenomenal research. But what it essentially shows is that over long periods of time, it would actually still take, I think it was like 8 or 10 years in order for us to dilute Casper to the point where it would actually affect price. So the schedule in which the inflation is scheduled to happen on shouldn't affect price too badly, right? The majority of the tokens that are going to come onto the marketplace are already on the marketplace now. So of course, these are all good questions, all good things to consider, right? How much is circulating, how much is left to dump on the market, how much belongs to developers that could be dumped on us as retail. Those are all reasonable things because, right, we're in the business of making money for us, right? We're not here to be philanthropists and talk about Casper positively just because we think it's going to do well for other people, right? We're here as investors. So make sure you do all that own research for yourself and make sure it's a good fit for you. For me, I don't see any major issues or glaring red flags like I've seen in other projects where, 50% goes to the team or 40% goes to the team.
Mr. Drules, can Casper make a similar run like Cardano did last bull run? And is it a better project than Cardano?
Probably going to get a lot of hate for this. I think it's a way better project than Cardano. And the main reason for that is you have everything that is supposed to be live today, right? The smart contracts are live. The NFTs are live. The blockchain is operating as expected today as a layer 1 proof of stake blockchain. I think Cardano has a lot of potential, but, you can talk about what you're going to do for so long before you kind of just need to deliver the product, right? You need to deliver on the timeline before everyone starts to kind of, go, all right, is this actually the best solution? Or does everybody have just a lot of ambitions to make this really great? Cardano did a huge run in this last bull run. I think that Cardano, quite frankly, has been always overvalued. There's really no reason for the valuation that we saw of Cardano in this last bull run. If you look at what Cardano did last bull run and you were to look at Casper in the same light, and Casper has a much smaller circulating supply, Casper would be like a $7 token if it did a Cardano move in this next run. Now, Casper's trading around 4 cents right now. That would obviously be an absolutely ballistic run. Again, I'm looking towards, $1 to $4 is kind of my end zone there. But if you take the market caps and you put them side by side, it definitely puts Casper in that $7 range.
That would be monster, Matt. We're gonna be that would be well beyond our goals for this cycle.
Oh yeah.
ETHhead. Everyone says staking Casper on a ledger is safe. I'm still on the fence, especially since hearing about so many hacks, Algo, Mango, etc. I want that spicy APY, but do not want to risk my bags for it. Any advice here, Matty?
Okay, so let's take a step back here and understand what wallets really are, right? So regardless of where you keep your Casper or any coin, let's take Casper out of it, Bitcoin, Ether, XRP. You don't actually own those coins like in a wallet, right? I know that everyone wants to visualize like you have like a little like leather wallet and you're putting your little coins in there. That's not how it works. The wallets are basically just representations of what coins you actually own. So imagine that you walk up to this big wall and there's just one key slot inside of it. You put your unique key inside of it, and that will determine how much Casper you actually own, right? So the coins always live on the blockchain. So regardless if you're staking using your ledger, or if you're just keeping them in the Casper Signer wallet or in the new Casper wallet, or if you're keeping them on the KuCoin exchange, those coins always live on the blockchain, right? That they never actually leave the blockchain. You can't take them off. So even when we talk about self-custody, it's just the security that we're talking about with the way that we actually secure the coins, right? There's a lesser chance of your coins being hacked because nobody can just hack in remotely. You have to connect the device. You have to put in your 4 to 8 digit PIN, and that's the only way that you can take coins out of your wallet. So really, the ledger is actually just adding a safety layer to it. Of course, can blockchains get hacked? Yes, but keeping them in ledger, not keeping them in ledger, staking, not staking, it's still going to put your coins in a position where they could be hacked no matter what. Ledger's just going to add an extra layer of protection for that.
That is major. Definitely hop on the cold storage train. It's definitely much appreciated for you and your crypto, and definitely if your family members want to get a hold of that one day. I don't know, Maddie, do you think your family members will want to, get a hold of your crypto? I feel like they definitely will. They might not think about it now, but they'll think about it one day.
Yeah, definitely. No, make sure you guys set your partner or your significant other or your families up with a way to access your crypto. That would just be horrible, right? To not have a way to access it. Make sure they know how to use the seed phrases. Make sure they know how to operate the device. Make sure they know how to use the software. Not that something is bad going to happen to you, but life's crazy and you don't want them in a position where they're unaware that you have all of these assets in your cold storage device and not have any ability to get them back, sell them, and of course, take care of them and your family.
Absolutely. All right, Maddie, well, we're done. Do you have any words of advice, words of wisdom for the team here?
You guys brought a lot of great questions. I always appreciate you guys challenging and really asking the good, deep questions about, why is this a good investment? What are the risks? What are the benefits? If you're getting started with your portfolio, consider Casper. I think it's a really great place to start. It's a coin that's still in an accumulation phase. So, you're not chasing these big green candles. I see that so often that especially as we get into these moments of retracement, as we're kind of seeing right now with Bitcoin dominance and Bitcoin and some of the altcoins popping off right now, it's very, very easy to get sucked into. This coin did a 2x, a 3x, or 4x, and I get it all the time in the Discord and on Instagram, and they say, what do you think about this project? And I say, well, what do you think about it? And they say, well, it did a 4x, so it's got to be a great project, right? But the reality is you've most likely already missed the majority of the gains that are on the table there. So try to identify, if you've got a small portfolio, 3 to 4 assets maybe that you like that are still in accumulation, dollar cost average consistently in them. Don't feel like that if you see a big green candle that you should invest more and stay the course with that, right? Because that's going to breed you the best result overall. You're not going to overextend yourself with your budget, and you're going to build something that you're proud of by the end of it. So meaningful gains don't mean going all in and YOLOing into any green candle that you see. Make sure you just stay consistent and you guys will be happy.
Words of wisdom, Maddie. The crypto market is heating up right now. I know everyone's got their bullhorns on because Bitcoin, flipped 30K. So guys, hop in the Discord like Maddie said. You can get access to that Discord by clicking the link in the pinned comment below, becoming a Crypto Charged member. That's how you get access to other members, communicate with them, communicate with Maddie, so that you can stay the course with your crypto investing. But that is all we have for today, team. Until next time, see ya.